Welcome in spooks and welcome to my May TBR game. If you have seen my April wrap-up video, you will know I failed my April TBR game. I think that might be the first time ever, or at least the first time where I've consistently been doing these videos, so really proud of myself, you know. I really worked hard to fail miserably at that. I'm hoping that May will be better. I am getting a lot closer to the end of my TBR shelf challenge, if you're aware of what that is. It's where I try to read all the books that I had bought on this shelf. I've whittled it down to, I'm trying to see what you can see in the viewfinder. Anything past these horizontal books, that is all part of my TBR shelf. So there's not many books left, but there is only 2 months left. So the reason why I'm telling you that is the prompts that I get from the gameplay and the books that I choose to fit the prompts, it might be a little bit of a stretch, okay? We might have another Shuggy Bane, Is That a Cloud situation on our hands. And I just ask for your support in this time because I failed last month and I don't want to fail this month, and I really don't want to fail my TBR shelf challenge. So I'm gonna have to think of some ways to be creative and stretch the prompts just a little. Before we get to the gameplay, let me tell you about the books that I am halfway through reading or partway through reading and I need to finish in May. So in my hands here, I have 3 books that I am partway through that I would like to finish, well, that I need to finish in May. And so I am going to try my best to squeeze these into the prompts, which is why I said there might be a little bit of stretching being done with the prompts, okay? A little bit maybe. So first up, I am partway through A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. I am 142 pages, which sounds like a lot, but my friends, it's really not. I would love to fit this into a prompt in May, so it forces me to pick up the pace a little bit. I've been reading it maybe now for 4 weeks, just on and off whenever I feel like I'm in the right frame of mind for a fantasy this heavy, and I would like to feel a little pressure to get it done in May. Next up, I am partway through Silverweed Road by Simon Cook. I am 169 pages through, so over halfway. This is a kind of horror, I guess. It's quite light, but this is a horror, so I need to finish this in May. And lastly, I am partway through Out There Screaming, which is an anthology of black horror edited by Jordan Peele. This one, we're not far off. I am on page 248, so 3/4 of the way through? Maybe 2/3. I think I'm being generous. Let's stop yapping and let's play the game. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's get this set up. So, out of the 4 prompts that I had for April, I'm going to discard a book set in the future. I didn't actually read it though, did I? Okay, maybe I won't discard that one. A book with clouds on the cover I am going to discard because I will read Shuggy Bane. A genre you don't usually read, I'm going to discard. We did that. A book in a series, that's really easy, so I'm discarding those ones. So I will put a book set in the future back in the pile. Those are my discarded ones. I will put all of the boost cards back. And then I'm going to tell you something exciting. Let me tell you something exciting. I have new prompt cards. I don't know, they are slightly different. Oh, exactly the same size, just slightly different colouring. But we don't worry about that because we have this many new prompt cards. That's why I've been discarding them. So I'm not going to tell you what's in here because I also can't remember. It's been quite a long time since I have designed them. And here's a sneak peek. Let's look at that one. Ooh, a reread. I have a book in mind for that one actually. But anyway. Hi. I'm hoping this might make my remaining books on my TBR shelf a little easier. I'm going to shuffle them all in and not pay any attention to the colour difference when I'm picking them because that will be spoilers. And oh, look at the size of the stack! I'm so excited! Okay, I'm falling off the stool. They can go here. Is that all still in view for you, kind of? Okay. We've got the coin. we don't get to roll the gold dice this month because we did not complete our April TBR game. I say we, it's all down to me. So all of those coins just go straight back in there. Never mind, we try again. Let's get this going. Here we go, roll number 1. Are you having a laugh? I know that is TBR jar. Why do you hate me, game? Why do you hate me? I spent so much effort in the month of April reading that TBR jar book and then failed the game. I could have DNF'd it and still passed. Here's the pound. Where can I put it that you'll see it? There, I guess. Ah, can't believe that. Let me get the TBR jar, I guess. Look after this. If the cat comes, you know what to do. Let me tell you what my hopes are. I hope I am going to get a book that is either very, very short and I can read it in one day would be ideal, so less than 300 pages would be nice, or a book that I have soft DNF'd and then maybe I'll actually DNF it, or just a really terrible book that I DNF straight away. The bar's on the floor. Positive thoughts, guys, positive thoughts. I have 2 in my hand. Oh, it's a big decision. Oh God, okay. Is it terrible? Ooh, okay. This is a indie published book. It might even be self-published actually. I think it's a self-published book. I have started reading it previously and I did soft DNF it. So, it could be a DNF. That's a fantastic start. So, pleased. Okay, roll number 2. 1. I lose my pound and I go back to the start. Bye. Roll number 3. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 pounds and a prompt card. Oh, I'm so excited to have a prompt card. Let me get my pounds back. The prompt is, we're gonna go there. You tell me, is it good? So my first prompt is a book that is popular online. And this one's a little bit of a struggle. Not too bad, because in my TBR shelf section, I do have a couple of Illumicrate editions, which I think, obviously, they're popular enough to be picked for an Illumicrate edition, so they're quite popular. There's a few, I think, that could work for this prompt. I guess first up, thinking of the 3 books that I'm partway through, because we have to squeeze those in. I don't think that any of them, I guess it depends what side of the internet you're on, but I haven't heard much said about Out There Screaming really, which is disappointing, and I've not heard much said about Silverwood Road, again, disappointing. Day of Fall the Night is quite popular, so it's a maybe for this prompt, but I do feel like that one might be hard to squeeze in, so I might need to save it for when I get a harder prompt. But as for the shelves, let's have a look. Now I do have Donna Tartt's Goldfinch on my shelf, and I know that is very popular online, but I am not reading it this month. I can't read Goldfinch in the same month as Day of Fall the Night, that is just too much. So I am making possibly the mistake of saving Goldfinch until June, the last month in which I can read it. It'll be fine. I do have Never Let Me Go by Katsuo Ishiguro. I hope I'm pronouncing their name correctly. And that's obviously very popular online. And that's not the longest book in the world. In fact, oh no, it's quite short actually. It is, I always get worried I'm gonna get a spoiler. 282 pages. Okay, the fact that this is short and I have to read Day of Fall the Night this month makes me want to pick this one. So that's a maybe. We'll put it down as a maybe. Okay, roll 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 pounds and the Tree of Life, which I think is Read Outside. Let's get the pounds first. So it's a boost card and it is Take Your Book Outside. I love that one, especially because May is usually one of the hottest months here. So I'm excited because I'm actually planning to go to the beach on the 2nd, 3rd of May. So this is perfect. Roll number 5. Whoa, 5. Oh, that happened last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back 2 spaces, lose a pound. But I still get this prompt. So I lose a pound and I pick up a prompt. Let's go near the top because they all look like they're new ones. You tell me. A colour generator. Ooh, that's so exciting. Okay, let's find a colour generator. So basically what that means, if you don't already know, is I'm gonna find a random colour generator wheel. I'm gonna spin it, and whatever colour it lands on, I'm gonna find a book that matches that colour. This is how many colours we have. Can you see? Wait, advert. There's the colours. There are so many adverts. That's annoying. Red? Okay. Let's go find a book. This is difficult. I can tell you, just by looking at this section of the shelf, there is nothing red on there. There is red font, but there is not a red cover. But my little friends, we do have Out There Screaming, and whilst you might be looking at this thinking, I would say that is more tin foil. Oh, it's really shiny. More tin foil than red. Wait, just wait right there. This is a fully red cover. The dust jacket is just a little less red. I mean, the French flaps. They're French flaps? I don't think they're French flaps, are they? The flaps. The flaps are red. It's mostly red. I'm counting it as red. Take a shot every time I say red. I think that's a definite colour generator prompt, but we'll see at the end. Okay, roll number 6. 1. £2 and a prompt. Let's go 3/4 of the way down. That's very hard to hold. You tell me. Next up, we had an author I've never read before. Again, easy, considering these books that I have to read, because there are 10 books on that shelf that I have not read anything by the author previously. So I've kind of got almost free reign, which brings me to a very important point in that just this morning, my Libby hold for a certain ebook was available, so I immediately borrowed it for 21 days. So in the month of May, I have to read, that's a drum roll. I'll add drum rolls over. Drum rolls! Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. Again, kind of a chunky book. I don't know if it's chunky just because it's hardback. But... oh. Ooh. I'm very, very nervous about this one. Very, very nervous. The writing is pretty big. The writing is very big. Again, I'm pretty sure this is a definite, but for now, put it to one side, an author I've never read before. Roll number 7, I think. 3. 1, 2, 3. £1 and a prompt. There's the pound. Let's go midway. Commit to it. You're pretty wonky. We'll make it work. Next up, I have a book with fire on the cover. This is a problem. I've had this one previously, and I think that's when I read Rune and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. I don't even need to check. I can guarantee none of those books are going to have fire on the cover. I mean, I will check, but I don't need to check, you know? I mean, is that fire? That looks like fire, doesn't it? Is this another cloud on the cover sort of thing? There's no fire on the front cover, but the back cover, I think that's fire. It looks like the house is on fire. I don't know. I'm not confident. Okay, I'm potentially just like a really big liar because I also think that this is fire. Don't you think so? Ooh. Oh, that is a stretch. It's a stretch, but I really need to be stretchy. Is this fire? It's really hard to tell because it's dragons and it goes all the way around and it's orange and it looks fiery. Is this another cloud on the cover situation? I'm gonna put it as a maybe because I really need help. Spooks, I need help because I need to finish this in May. I need the motivation of the TBR game. Not that it helped me in April, but that's a story for another day. Roll number 8. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's £1 and it is a boost card. I think this one is Write in a Journal. I seem to get that pretty much every month. I don't think the back matches. And that's good because the mental health hasn't been quite healthy lately, so writing in a journal is really helping. And I think I mentioned in my April wrap-up that I have downloaded an app called Finch app, and it's like a self-care Tamagotchi almost. So I'm going to use that every day in May because I've been using it every day in April. Roll a number 9. No, that did not count as a roll. There we go. Well, it still fell off the edge, but £1, 1 prompt. There's a lot of prompts and not a lot of pounds. Let's go right near the end. Oh, that better be good. That was a big effort. Something spooky? Something spooky. I mean, I'm hoping that's quite easy, but I'm actually not sure what I've left myself on the shelf, so let's find out. Something spooky is usually one of my favourite ones to get because it's so easy, like that and something witchy. But I was looking at my shelves and I'm thinking, I've read most of my spooky books. So I do have a very damaged copy of Weird Woods, which is Tales from the Haunted Forests of Britain. So spooky, but I do also have, as we may remember, a part read book that is a horror. In fact, 2 part read books that are horrors. Obviously Out There Screaming kind of has a red cover, so I'm using that for colour generator. But Silverweed Road is indeed a horror. It says it there. Its genre is horror. I just don't think it's not scary. I think it's maybe a bit more strange and unsettling. It's also very dusty, but I think it's a no-brainer because I'm already halfway through. I just need to finish it, so I think I'm probably going to pick that for something spooky. Friends, that pile is getting so big. I'm frightened. Roll number 10. We've got a lot of prompts so far. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. £1, 1 prompt. Okay, let's go near the top then. There. Published this year. Oh no. That means I can't read it from my TBR shelf because they're all from last year or the year before, or ones that I bought in the last 2 years. Damn. Published in this year is so frustrating because there are loads of books that I have pre-ordered and several have arrived this year so far that I would love to read, but that doesn't help me complete my TBR shelf challenge. So I tried to pick, first of all, finding actually a book published in 2025 wasn't the easiest, a lot in 2024, but I picked a book that I am so excited to read that is quite short, and I'm still upset about it. I don't want to read it yet because I am very, very excited to read this YA horror. If you know me, I feel like you might know by now what this is, but I want to give it the time it deserves and the love it deserves. So I guess I will be reading They Bloom at Night by Trang Van Tran. And when I tell you I am so excited and also so upset about this, I'm not lying, I'm not exaggerating. I can't wait to read this book. I just wanted to give it the time it deserves. It was probably going to be one of the first books I read in July once this challenge is over. We'll put it on a maybe pile. Oh. The odds are ever in my favour. Okay, I do love this one though. So I get £5 and I get to read at night. That's my boost card, and the yellow means I get a bonus card. So it is one of my favourite ones to land on. It means we're adding up these, get off, these pound coins as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need the moon boost prompt, which is that one. So all it says is read at night. I did get this last month and I did not document it, so I'm going to try and document it this month and try to remember to do that. But it's very easy because I do it most nights anyway. But it's getting harder now that the sun's going down later. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, where is it? Published this year. I'm going to use this, funnily enough. Thank you so much. Go there. Oh, that feels like a new one. I can slightly tell by the shape. Don't break my heart, is it good? Oh, that is so apt for the TBR shelf. Commit to a book you've been putting off. You mean every single book on that shelf? Last on the prompts we have commit to a book you've been putting off. But I'm going to try and make it a little bit more specific. So what I am taking this to mean is a true commitment is returning to something that you had soft DNF'd. And I can tell you that on this shelf, there are 2 books that I started and then soft DNF'd and put back on the shelf. The books are Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. I started reading this, I'm going to say a couple of years ago, and that's a French flap. That's a French flap. And I found the start of it a little bit difficult for the mental space that I was in at the time. I don't think I'm in any better position to read it, but I'm gonna have to at some point. So this is a contender for this card, commit to a book you've been putting off, because I started it, want to finish it. I think I will really enjoy it once I get past maybe the difficult subjects. I did soft DNF it. I also soft DNF'd The Salt Path by Raina Wynn. When I moved to this house, I actually joined a book club at the local village hall, and this was the second book that they read, and I never finished it in time because we were renovating an entire house, okay? I did not have time to be reading much. So I started it, and then there's a post-it note, and then I never finished it and I never went to the book club. But I was interested to see where it went because I think it's literary fiction and I was kind of curious. So I put it back on my shelf and thought once I have more time, I will go back to this and I will read it. I have both of them available on audiobook on various apps, so I think I'm probably going to go for Salt Path just because I'm hoping it's a slightly lighter subject and it also looks a little shorter. It is 272 pages, so this might be the one. That is the last prompt. I assume this is finished. It always has to be. Let's see how much money we have to spend on books in May. £14. Let's go find some books. I cannot believe how initially unkind and then how very kind it was to me. And that means I can put They Bloom at Night back on the shelf. Never, because I don't want to read it. I really want to read it, I just don't have time. I feel like the game is not often kind to me, but it was kind to me then. The stack is still looking freaking huge. I'm just going to recap in the order that it is in. For the prompt, commit to a book you've been putting off, I am going to pick up again The Salt Path by Raina Wynn. As I said in a previous clip, I had already started this but soft DNF'd it, no particular reason, just didn't have time, so I'll be finishing it in the month of May. It is 274 pages. Did I say that earlier? Unsure. For the prompt Something Spooky, I'll be reading or finishing Silverweed Road by Simon Crook. I am halfway through and it is a total of... I'm telling you all the pages so you can see what I have myself cut out for, what I have cut out for myself, what I am cut out for, what I am destined for, what I have cut out for me. What am I trying to say? What I have ahead of me in the month of May, 330 pages. For the prompt, a book with fire on the cover, kind of, I will be finishing A Day of Full Night by Samantha Shannon. I am currently on page 142 or 143 and trying to avoid spoilers. There are 846 pages. It's fine. For the prompt, a book that is popular online, I'll be reading Never Let Me Go by Katsuo Ishiguro. And this one is one I've had on my shelf for a very long time. It is 282 pages long. Not too bad, not too bad. For the prompt, steady, an author that I have never read before, I'll be reading Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. This looks chunky, but the font is big. It is 470 pages long, but the font, I'm reassuring myself that this will be fine because the font is huge. Okay. For the prompt, Colour Generator, where I got red, I'll be reading or finishing Out There Screaming, which is an anthology of black horror, an anthology of black horror edited by Jordan Peele. And the cover is red. Thank you very much. It's red, I swear. I'm already halfway through this, maybe? I thought I had a bookmark. Oh, 3/4 of the way through, 2/3 of the way through. We've already had this debate. And it is in total 386 pages. Again, not terrible. And finally, because the TBR game had to give me the TBR jar tile, why did it do that to me? I'll be reading Chasing Humanity by Lady Langley. I actually already started reading this once before I got to page 5. I still have a bookmark in it. And I did softish DNF it. I'm not sure that I enjoyed the story. Obviously I didn't get very far, but I wasn't hooked. So I have a feeling that I will not be finishing this in May. I just have a feeling that I'm going to DNF it. And I want to give it the time that it deserves. Obviously it's a piece of work. I have my work cut out for me. That's the expression I was looking for earlier. Okay. Yeah, I have my work cut out for me anyway with all the... There's a recipe for ratatouille in here. With all the other books that I have in my pile. But yeah, just going off when I started reading it back in, I think 2020 or 2021, I don't think I'm going to enjoy it enough to complete it. But the TBR jar is exactly for that reason. I read the first few chapters, so I need to get further than 5 pages, and then decide whether or not I want to continue reading, and it still counts as a pass. Okay, would you like to see the stack? I'm not sure I can lift it. I did do the maths previously, and I'm pretty sure it works out as under 2,000 pages, which is fine and doable. It's doable. Tell me it's doable. That's ambitious. I do have my work cut out for me. There's the expression. So just quickly before we go, I have 3 booster cards as well that I need to action in May, which is perfect because the first one is take your book outside. And today I have finished work early and I'm going to the beach to read my book. So that one's perfect. Next up I have one I keep getting all the time, write in a journal. Again, I'm trying to get back into physically writing in my journal in May, but if not, I do have that Finch app which I love so much, and I do like a gratitude journal or reflections on my day at the end of every day. And lastly, I have read at night, which I always do, but I'm going to try and document it this month. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have any, I don't need recommendations. Please, I have no more capacity to read any new books. In a couple of months I'll be asking you for recommendations, but if you have any words of encouragement, please drop them in the comments down below. If you've reached this far, leave me a little sunshine emoji because the sun is shining. I need some hope and positivity if I'm going to get through this month in general and also get through my reading challenge. Thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you in a video very, very soon. Bye! Let me show you a place.